Hello folks, I hope you all are alright and I'm fine too. So we are going to continue with our biology series where we start with the living world. In last lecture, we talked about the taxonomic categories, right? How these categories are there. So this is kind of a hierarchy of a taxonomy, like taxons. Remember we talked about that. And this, like I said, this is just an kind of an introduction. We are going to talk in detail in our next lecture. So this is that lecture and this is a very, very important lecture. Okay, because most of the MCQs and questions come from this topic of the chapter. So if I talk about a quick review, we talk about taxon, that there are different groups which we have categorized. There are different categories or group, or we call it as a taxon in scientific language. Okay, which we have divided in the basis of their characteristic. Remember what kind of characteristic? The external, internal, cellular characteristics, development, all these things. So all the similar characteristic, who have the similar characteristic, we just put them in one group or taxon. And this whole thing of identifying them, their characteristic, naming them, and then classifying them, this is not a one-step process. This is a very different kind of steps are going to be involved in that, and after that you are going to have a proper classification. Okay, so this was the taxonomic categories which we talk about. And after this naming, identifying and the classification process, we got particular ranks, or you can say particular categories. Okay, and those categories are the one which we are going to talk about today. So this, as you can see, a beautiful picture here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we end up classifying all the living beings, okay, in 7, what you can say, taxons. Okay, and the smallest one here is what? Is species, and the largest one here is kingdom. So we are going to start with the smallest one. Okay, so the species, first of all, is this a same species which we talk about in binomial name, that species and genus are involved? Yes, this is a very same species. Okay, and remember I say all of these are taxon. If species are also taxon, genuses are also taxons. Okay, so they are group of similar people or things on a different level. So this is the smallest level and this kingdom is the highest level. Okay, we are going to take example of us also. Okay, but we are going to talk about another examples also. So what exactly is species? As I say, you just gather all the things who have very similar characteristic, very similar, and put them in a one group. That is what we call it as a species. But if I say in a very scientific manner, so it is a group, okay, a group of individual organisms with the fundamental similarities. See, this is not something new. We have talked about it in our few lectures, okay, which we have talked like into taxonomy and all, that they are divided on the basis of their similarities. Okay, so what a species could be? It is a group of individual organisms. Remember, individual organisms with the fundamental similarities, who have the highest similarities. Remember, these highest similarities are going to come together in a one species. Now, this one species can be different from another. Yes. How can you differentiate between two species? Because they are highly similar, right? One species can be different from another species, though they are highly similar. What could be the point by which you can differentiate them? So morphology, okay, is a point by which you can differentiate two species, though they are highly similar. Okay, let's just take an example of them. That example here is Mangifera indica and the another one is Panthera leo. So as you can see, both of these are different species, right? So this one is going to be different than this one. Of course, Mangifera indica is a scientific name of mango. Okay, and Panthera leo is a scientific name of lion. Both are different. One is plant, one is animal, very much different. But all the mangoes have this species called this, indica. And for example, all the lions have a same species which is Leo. Okay, so your first definition is, as you can see, matches here, that a group of individual organisms with the fundamental similarities. So all the different kind of lions are going to have same kind of this species. Okay, so they have the same species because they have the similarities, very much similarities. But the second line here we can see that they have also write that one species can be different from another. Okay. By what means? By the means of morphology. There could be, though in a similar species, for example, let's just take an example of a lion here. Okay, lion is a similar species where all lions are going to be in this particular species, as we know. But there could be different in that particular species also. So let's just take an example of, in mango also there is going to be a different species. For example, you have heard of an Alfonso mango, and then there is different normal mangoes. So there are, all of them are mangoes, right? And all of them are indica, but both of them are different species. Okay, so sometimes the species can be different on a minor morphological level. Okay, so we are going to take example of a lion. So as you can see, this both are, okay, let me just, okay, both of this are lions, right? You can actually see that both of them are lions. But they are quite different than one another. As you can see, these have a golden hair. Okay, these have quite of dark golden hair. This lion have lesser hair. This lion have more hair on him. This particular lion has the different body from here. It is quite more slim and no hair at all. And this lion has hair all over of kind of his body. Okay, so there is a morphology. You can actually see that there is a morphological difference between the species. Okay, though they are, both of them have same. Now see, on this level you are learning quite about genus also. Okay, let me tell you first about that also. So see, as you can see, this is your second taxon, which is called as genus. So genus is basically a group of species. Whatever group of similar species are going to come together, and that we are calling as a genus. So this particular tiger here, lion, I'm sorry, my mistake, is Panthera leo ascendica. And this particular one here is Panthera leo. Okay, so this is the most common one and this is quite a different one. As you can see, both of them are having a morphological difference. On what? So on a species level. So one species, you can see this is a one species here, can be different from another on the level of morphology. Okay? Same goes with, as I say, mango, like Alfonso mango, normal one. So there are, in species also there could be different. But all of them has the same genus or genera. As you can see, all of them are going to have genus Panthera only. So we know the binomial name system. Okay, this one is called as genus and the second one is called as species. Okay. Now as you can see, these are the different, like species are kind of similar, but morphologically they are quite different. So that is why in species also we have subspecies, right? So these are the, Leo is a species, but this ascendica and again these Leo are subspecies. So they are different on a morphological level. See, this is very easy, but you just have to focus on thing. Okay, it is like in one family, okay, you are one and you have another sibling. Of course, you both are same bloodline. Some of your characteristics, like 99% of your characteristics are going to be same. But morphologically, you and your brother are different, right? So that is the same case with this species. Okay, we have same species, you and your brother have same species, but morphologically you are a little bit different. Okay, so one definition of species will be this, okay, which one that we have already studied, that a group of individual organisms with a fundamental similarities. Other than that, you can give that one common definition, that whoever is able to produce the offspring, okay, they are on a same species. Okay, so this people can interbreed, right? You know this thing. For example, this species and this species can interbreed and form a new species. So whoever can interbreed and form an offspring are in the same species. Clear about the species thing? Okay. Our species is called as sapiens. Okay, what is it? It is sapiens. So as you can see, what is our species? It is sapiens. Right? Now, let's just talk about genus here. Okay, I already gave you an overview about genus, a little bit overview that what genus could be. That same species, okay, who have same kind of species are going to fall in a same genera or genus. Okay, so let's just talk more about it. So basically, as you can see, what is genus? It is a group of related species which has more characters in common in comparison to species of other species. I mean, of course, when I say you can put this similar species together, I didn't mean all the similar species. From all of them who have the most in common, you are going to put them in same genus. Okay, so you can also say that genus are the aggregates of closely, they are the aggregates of closely related. Remember this, okay? Closely related species. So for example, as we talk about lion, right? So one is Panthera leo. Similarly, we have Panthera tigris. Now, can you see both of have a different species? But tigris is a tiger. Leo is lion. Both of them have different species because if you compare so much character, like if you compare the characters in so much detail, then the characters are like quite different, and that is why you have put them in different species. But if you neglect 1-2 characters, for example, in from 100, 6 characteristics are not in match. Okay, though the ratio is much more for different species. Remember that, I'm just giving you an example. So let's just take an example of a 10. Out of 10, 3 are the characteristics which are not in particularly match. But the other 7s are there. So, because of that 3, you cannot put them in a same species. So the species are going to be different. But another 7 are same. So that is why the genus here, okay, the genus is going to be same. Panthera leo, Panthera tigris. So those who have a related species, okay, and closely related, okay, they are going to come together and we are going to put them in a same genus. Okay, other than that, in book you have an example of a potato and brinjal. Okay, so both have a same genus which is Solanum, but the species of both of them are different. So you can take any example, okay. Of course, because they have given some example in books, they are going to ask you about that particular examples. But for me, I thought this example would be more visible for you, though they have also give you the example of Panthera leo and Panthera tigris. Okay, so this is also a book's example only. But now let me just give you an example of us. Okay. See, this is in very layman language. I'm trying to let you understand. Okay, you cannot write it in your answer. This is just for understanding. Which I'm going to speak right now. Which is, remember in species what happened that you and your sibling were together because 99% characteristics are same, just morphologically you are different. But you both are in same family. Yes. You both are called as siblings. Yes. You both have a same genus. Okay, so though you are two individuals, different individuals, but when we see the characteristic, they are much more similar, and that is why you both are put into the same genus. Right? Same. Surname is same, na? You both have a different name, but your parents' name are same. Okay, whatever is my parents' name, same going to be my siblings' parents' name. So that is what you call as a genus. Individually, you are different, but characteristics are more similar than you are in same species. Further, because you have so much similar kind of thing, your both species are closely related, na? And that is why you put into the another higher group, which is genus. Okay, you have put it into the same group. Clear? So this was all about genus and species. Now let's just talk about us. So when I say, like I've said this multiple times, that what is the scientific name of us, and this is very important. I've also told you that in the case of MCQ. Homo sapiens. So how you put them into the same species? So members of the genus Homo with a high forehead and thick skull bone have this Homo sapiens. Now what is Homo? Homo is a genus, we know that. What is the characteristic by which you have put all the individual in this genus? So hominids with upright posture and large brain. We have upright posture, as you can see, we stand still on two legs, we have upright posture. And we have kind of large brain in compared to others, right? And that is why, so all of these people who are going to have upright structure and large brain are going to put into the Homo genus. But in that, if you go in a detailed characteristic, who have a skull bone and high forehead, so only those individuals are going to put into the sapien species. Okay, so this is how species and genus are there. And using this both species and genus, you gave the binomial name. Remember the Carl-Linnaeus system of binomial name. That is why it is Homo sapiens. Clear? I hope you get this two things. In next lecture, we are going to study about family in order. Okay, which is kind of you both are in a same family, right? So we are going to take example of them and you are going to get it. I hope you got the species and genus. We talk about the smallest one as species. So it is a group of individual. Remember to write this word, group of individual organism with a fundamental similarities. Okay, and whoever can produce, like whoever can interbreed, okay, and produce an offspring. These are the, you can say, definition of species. One species can be different from another. We take an example of a lion, Leo, Leon and Azandica. Okay, and then we went for genus, which is a group of a related species. All the related species are in a genus. So family is what going to be, all the related genus are going to be family. See, it is very easy. You just have to remember it particularly and just little bit focus is required because there are too much of scientific names there. Other than that, it is very easy. Okay? Okay. So this is all what we have learned today. Till then, read. I hope you got the lecture and